stages of pregnancy and development. Fertilization, cleavage, differentiation, growth and development, childbirth. Fertilization occurs in the fallopian tubes. The egg is viable for 12 to 24 hours after ovulation. Sperm are viable for 12 to 48 hours after ejaculation. Sperm cells must make their way to the uterine tube for fertilization to be possible. Fertilization occurs in the fallopian tubes. The sperm and egg join to form a zygote, the first cell of a new individual. Fertilization, zygote. Zygote results of the fusion of DNA from sperm and egg. The zygote begins rapid mitotic cell division. Beginning of human development. Fertilization zygote rapidly divides by mitosis. Only 30 hours after conception. Size, no larger than the head of a pin. Zygote rapidly divides by mitosis. The zygote floats down from the fallopian tube and towards the uterus. Cleavage. Cleavage is the mitotic division of cells in the early embryo. Cleavage. Morula. About 96 hours after fertilization. Morula, a solid ball of 32 cells that resembles a raspberry, moves downward toward the uterus. Cleavage. Blastocell. Blastula. 5 days after fertilization. 1. A ball of more than 64 cells surrounding a fluid-filled cavity, the blastocell. 2. Blastula is produced by the repeated mitotic division of a zygote. Cleavage. The embryo. The embryo is the developmental stage from the start of cleavage until the 9th week. The embryo first undergoes division without growth. The embryo enters the uterus at the 16-cell state. The embryo floats free in the uterus temporarily. Uterine secretions are used for nourishment. Cleavage implantation blastocyst. 7 days after fertilization. The fastening of the embryo to the wall of the uterus is called implantation. Implantation occurs 7 days after fertilization. Implantation takes place in the uterus. Development from ovulation to implantation. Differentiation gastrulation. Gastrulation involves a series of cell migrations to positions where they will form the 3 primary cell layers. Ectoderm forms the outer layer. Ectoderm forms skin, hair, sweat glands, epithelium, brain and nervous system. Endoderm forms the inner layer. The endoderm forms digestive, respiratory systems, liver, pancreas, gallbladder, and endocrine glands such as thyroid and parathyroid glands. Mesoderm forms the middle layer. The mesoderm forms body muscles, cartilage, bone, blood, reproductive system organs and kidneys. Differentiation neurulation embryo. Beginning of development of the nervous system, spinal cord. Embryo begins to form organs during the 3rd week. Cannot tell if it is human or other vertebrate. Tall visible. Embryo. Half a centimeter long. 20 days after fertilization, embryonic membranes and placenta. Differentiation. Embryo. 1 month. 0.6 centimeters long. Embryonic membranes and placenta. Membranes form to protect and nourish the embryo, placenta, amnion, and chorion. Small arm and leg buds, backbone seen. Heartbeats. Differentiation fetus. 2 months. 3 centimeters long. During the 2nd month most of the major organ systems form, limb buds develop. Limbs distinct with fingers and toes, bones begin to form, eyes far apart. The embryo becomes a fetus by the 7th week. Differentiation fetus. All organ systems are formed by the end of the 8th week. Activities of the fetus are growth and organ specialization. A stage of tremendous growth and change in appearance. Fetus. 9 weeks. 3 centimeters long. Differentiation fetus. 2 months. 3 centimeters long. Beginning the 8th week, the sexually neutral fetus activates gene pathways for sex determination, forming testes in fetuses and ovaries in 20 fetuses. External genitalia develop. Growth fetus head enlarged, faces human feature. 4 months. 18 centimeters long. Head enlarged, faces human feature. The fetus increases in size during this trimester, and bony parts of the skeleton begin to form. Fetal movements can be felt by the mother. Growth fetus continues increasing in size. Circulatory and respiratory systems mature in preparation for air breathing. Fetal growth during this time uses large parts of its mother's protein and calcium intake. Maternal antibodies pass to the fetus during the last month, conferring temporary immunity. Fetus. 7 months. About 40 cms long. Growth fetus fat under skin, smooth wrinkles. About 50 centimeters long. 9 months. Fat under skin, smooth wrinkles. Nails on fingers and toes completely formed. Baby at term.